Welcome to Make It a Better Day. I'm Daniel.
And I'm Megan. Today we're exploring an article, The Ripple Effect of Kindness, Healing One Gesture at a Time, about how small acts of kindness can transform lives, one awkward moment at a time.
Awkward moment?
Well, let's be honest, sometimes kindness starts with that uncomfortable moment when you're thinking, should I? Shouldn't I? Am I going to look completely ridiculous?
Oh, like my internal debate last week, that person definitely dropped something, but what if they dropped it on purpose? Is there such a thing as purposeful dropping? Maybe they're testing gravity.
The things our minds come up with to talk us out of helping. We're discussing an article today centered around this quote: "A kind gesture can reach a wound that only compassion can heal." And it really addresses these mental gymnastics we do when faced with opportunities for kindness.
You know what finally helped me overcome that hesitation? The 5-second rule.
Like when you drop food on the floor.
No, though I may have used that rule too. I mean, giving yourself just 5 seconds to act on that kind impulse. Last week on the subway, I saw a mom struggling with her stroller on the stairs.
Oh, the classic subway stroller dilemma. Let me guess, your brain went through the entire what if scenario.
Exactly. What if she doesn't want help? What if I offend her? What if I trip and send the stroller flying and end up on subway fail videos forever?
But you helped anyway?
I counted to 5 and just went for it. Turns out she was so relieved, she told me she'd been standing there for 3 minutes while hundreds of people walked by, all probably having the same internal debate.
You know, that reminds me of this fascinating research about the bystander effect. They found that in crowded situations, the likelihood of someone helping actually decreases because everyone assumes someone else will step in.
But here's the twist: they also found that just one person taking action breaks that effect completely. Like when I helped with the stroller, suddenly 2 other people jumped in too.
It's like kindness has this domino effect. Speaking of which, have you seen that new study about kindness literally being contagious? They tracked these ripple effects through social networks and found that witnessing one act of kindness inspired an average of 4 more.
That's amazing. And when you pair that with the brain chemistry, the oxytocin and dopamine release, it's like we're literally wired to spread goodness.
Though sometimes our wiring gets a bit crossed by modern life. Yesterday at the coffee shop, I counted 20 people, all staring at their phones, completely disconnected.
The irony of being more connected than ever but feeling more isolated. Though I have to share what happened at my local cafe. Picture this: I'm doing my usual phone zombie impression when I overhear this elderly gentleman telling the barista about his late wife.
I can already sense where this is going.
I'm sitting there thinking, just stay out of it, just stay out of it. But then I remembered the 5-second rule, put my phone down, and just asked him what his wife's favorite coffee order was.
And?
Turned out it was their anniversary, and he just needed someone to share memories with. We ended up talking for an hour about how she always ordered the most complicated drinks just to make the baristas laugh.
Those moments of genuine connection are becoming rare treasures. It's like we need a kindness revolution, especially in our workplaces.
Oh. Tell them about your infamous kudos jar experiment.
My epic fail turned triumph? Picture this: I decide to start this appreciation initiative at work. First day, I put out this beautiful jar with paper slips, explaining everyone should write kind notes about coworkers.
Let me guess, empty jar syndrome?
3 days of nothing but tumbleweeds. I was about to admit defeat when our quietest team member dropped in a note thanking the maintenance staff for always greeting her with a smile.
That one note changed everything?
Completely. By Friday, we had to get a bigger jar. Now it's this whole thing, Kindness Friday they call it. People actually look forward to team meetings. Last week someone wrote about how a coworker secretly refills the coffee when it's running low.
It's amazing how noticing small acts of kindness helps us see more of them. Like putting on kindness glasses.
Exactly. And speaking of seeing kindness differently, let's talk about Chris Rosati's story from the article. Here's someone facing an ALS diagnosis who decides to respond by hijacking a donut truck.
Wait, what? You can't just drop that and not explain.
So he had this wild idea to steal a Krispy Kreme truck and drive around giving out free donuts to people. But instead of actually stealing it, he worked with the company to make it happen legally.
Only in America can you turn attempted donut theft into a kindness project.
But here's the really beautiful part: two young girls who received those donuts were so inspired, they used their own money to help a village in Sierra Leone. One act of kindness crossed an ocean.
That reminds me of something my grandmother used to say: when you can't see the light, be the light. Sometimes we think our small actions don't matter, but they create these incredible ripples.
Speaking of ripples, what if we give our listeners some specific kindness challenges for the week, but make them super practical and actually doable?
Love it! Let's break it down day by day. Monday, workplace focus. But instead of something vague like be nice to coworkers, what about writing one specific note of appreciation? Like, hey, I noticed how you helped with that printer jam yesterday instead of just walking away like most people.
Perfect. For Tuesday, let's focus on family and friends. Maybe reach out to someone you haven't talked to in a while, but with a specific memory or photo that made you think of them.
Wednesday could be Stranger Kindness Day. Buy someone's coffee, sure, but also try something unexpected like telling that tired-looking barista about the one thing they did that made your day better.
Thursday, digital kindness. Leave 3 genuine, thoughtful comments on social media. Not just great pic, but something that shows you really saw and appreciated what they shared.
And Friday, this is crucial: practice self-kindness. Take 15 minutes to do something that brings you joy. And no checking work emails during those 15 minutes.
Maybe even leave your phone in another room. Remember that time you tried meditation but kept checking your notifications?
Hey, I thought we agreed never to speak of my failed Zen attempts. But seriously, we'd love to hear how these challenges go. Share your experiences using hashtag #MIABDKindness. We might feature some stories next week.
And remember, start small. Even a genuine smile can change someone's day. Though maybe practice in the mirror first to make sure it doesn't look like you're plotting something.
As we wrap up today, let's come back to that quote we started with: a kind gesture can reach a wound that only compassion can heal. Every day brings new opportunities to be that healing presence in someone's life.
And don't forget, sometimes the kindest thing we can do is allow others to help us. Receiving kindness gracefully is its own form of giving.
You can find today's article, videos, and more at our website. We'd love to hear your thoughts and stories in the comments.
Check out our Redbubble store for great merch and to support us. Until next time, keep those ripples of kindness flowing, especially if they involve donuts.
Thanks for listening to Make It a Better Day. Remember, your small acts of kindness matter more than you know.